Alright, hello everyone, Luke Smith here. So, we're gonna do this Embrace Autism test. I was meant to do something like this like last year sometime, but I completely forgot about it. Yes, I was kind of diagnosed about, oh fucking hell, it must have been like over 15 odd years ago, something like that. I ended up going to the doctors because I had like really bad anger issues, um, like back then. They basically said, you got autism. And that was essentially my diagnosis. I wasn't like tested or anything like that. I kind of should be tested, but I kind of know that I do have it, even though it's not as bad. Um, but yeah, we're gonna go down there. I'm gonna stick this in the description below. This was published like 6 years ago. Oh, last updated June 2nd of this year. Okay, right. You can read that. When you click the link to do this yourself. Right, who is this for? Adults 16 plus who suspect they may be autistic, were missed in earlier life, or relate to autistic traits. This will take up to 10 to 30 minutes. It's got 80 questions. I'm guessing that statement's 80. To identify patterns in 4 areas related to autism traits in adults. Okay, let's just go down to the test. Please read each statement below and choose the answer which best fits your experiences during social interactions. I am a sympathetic person. True now and when I was young. True only now. True only when I was younger than 16 and never true. So, I am sympathetic to people. I don't know if I was like when I was young. I can't really remember much of my childhood, like only bits of it. That's the thing. Um, True now when I was young. True, I think true only now because I do get a bit emotional over like things like people like dying and that, and like animals dying especially. I often use words and phrases from movies and television in conversation. No, it's definitely not. Sometimes, okay, yeah, sometimes I do. If it's a if it's like quotable or if it's like funny or something, like it comes out in conversation. Um, I think true only now. I don't think I said it. I don't think I like talked about movie quotes and phrases when I was young. I cannot remember. I really can't. But I do know. Sometimes I do it now. Not all the time, but sometimes. I'm often surprised when others tell me I have been rude. Yeah, yeah, that is true. True now and when I was young. Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. Is like sometimes I like basically like, oh, what is it? I can't really watch my mouth sometimes, and that's a bit of a problem that I'm having, especially like nowadays. So yeah, people do need to tell me to shut the fuck up. That's basic. It's basically what I'm trying to say. I don't. When I was true, true only was it true now when I was I think one like when I was young especially. Sometimes I talk too loudly or too softly, and I'm not aware of it. Yes, 100% yes. When I was a child, I think I was like a quiet child. I can't really remember though. That's the problem. And true now, right, I'm gonna do true only now because I do have a bit of a mouth on me, that's the thing. And yes, I can be quiet when I'm like shy, when I'm near new people, like or people in general. But yeah, I often don't know how to act in social situations. Yeah, oh fuck me, 100% that is true. um, True now, and when I was young, if when I get used to it, when I get used to being like around people that I know, I am absolutely fine with it. But like when it's first time meeting someone, yeah, I'm not that good. I am not that good at social situations. I can put myself in other people's shoes. Uh, I wish these are different answers, by the way. I don't really know. Hmm. Sometimes I can try putting myself in the shoes of my sister, who's got two autistic kids, and one of them is HDD, hyper um, something disorder, whatever they call it. So I can kind of understand like what she's going through. So, have you noticed that they spelt true wrong? Why have they spelt true wrong? I just noticed that. Why? Is true spelled wrong? I'm not quite sure. I think true only now. Yeah, let's just go true. I have a hard time figuring out what some phrases mean, like "you're the apple of my eye." No, never true. I do know what phrases are, like what certain phrases are. I only like to talk to people who share my special interests. In a way, that is true. That's the thing, because it gets really awkward when you like share your interests, and then they just give you like a dirty look, like you're some kind of freak or something. I do have like unusual interests. Let's just call it that. Nothing illegal, but like interests that people wouldn't really understand. That's the thing. True now and when I was young, yes. Yeah. And that goes for like one special interest, and I've had that interest like since I was like a child, and I'm still interested in that one thing. I do have other new interests like nowadays, like animatronics, because I am absolutely fascinated with animatronics. So it's not really a unusual thing, but it's just I am so interested in animatronics. I can basically talk your ear off about it. So focus on details rather than the overall idea. That's a bit of a tough one. Focus on details. If it's talking about like trying to focus on one thing rather than like all over the place, which is true. I do like to focus on one thing at a time. I don't like being given like so many jobs, or so many things to do. On like, say if you get a list, I can work from it, but I'd rather not. I'd rather someone say, right, do this, and then you do it, and then they say, okay, that's good. Do this, and then I do it. As long as they don't like confuse it by basically saying about halfway through what you're doing, okay, I want you to change to this one. No, I need to finish off the thing I was doing the first time. By the I'll probably get annoyed at you. So I just let me finish the thing that you gave me first to do, and then I'll do the next thing. Let's see. I think I can't remember if when I was a child. I really don't remember. If that's the thing, I don't really remember my mind as a child. That's the thing. I think true only now. I always notice how food feels in my mouth. This is more important to me than how it tastes. No. That's going off of a texture thing, you know, like you're eating like a certain thing, or like you're eating something that makes like a crunch in your mouth, like an apple slice or something like that. I'm not really into that. I just like how food tastes. So never true. Never true. Let's see. I miss my best friends or family when we're apart for a long time. Yeah, that is true. True now and when I was young, 100%. Yeah, 100% true. Sometimes I offend others by saying what I'm thinking, even if I don't mean to. Oh fuck me, that's 100% true. That is 100% true. Jesus. True now when I was young. Yeah, I do know that I've been a bit of a shit by saying things that I didn't mean when I was young. As 100%, especially in this political climate, and you're basically getting like random shit on the TV. Like, you just get really pissed off with the world, and it just comes out. So yeah, that is 100% true. I like to think and talk about a few things that interest me. Um, hmm. I think true only now. I can't remember when I was a kid and talking about stuff like that. I'd rather go out and eat at a restaurant than by myself than with someone I know. I have never been to a restaurant by myself. I'll have to do this. um, to be fair, like the only problem is going to a restaurant by yourself. You just be lonely, wouldn't you? As I wouldn't really like that. Um, no, I'd rather go to a restaurant with company. As I seriously, that's the thing is like when I go to like a restaurant with a family member, I always end up footing the bill because like you share the bill. I cannot imagine what it'll be like to be someone else. Um, is this the same question that is in the other person's shoes sort of thing? I couldn't imagine. Uh, oh fucking hell. Uh, in a way, never true because I can think about what people are feeling, like what I'd be like in someone else. I do think about that a lot. To be fair, I've been told I'm clumsy and uncoordinated. Um, God. Sometimes, when you start like a new job or something, I was a little bit uncoordinated when I started my work, but then I just got into it. I just got into a rhythm, got into like a work pattern sort of thing. Uh, I haven't been told that I'm clumsy or uncoordinated, so no. Others consider me as odd or different. Yeah, fucking hell, yeah. Um, considered. I'm not told that I'm odd. I'm not told I'm a bit strange. No, I'm not true. I understand when friends need to be um, confronted, comforted. Oh, comforted. There we go. Yes, yes. I don't think as a child it was like that, but when I was an adult, yeah, yeah, I do understand people's feelings. I'm very sensitive to the way my clothes feel when I touch them. How they feel is more important to me than how they look. Never true. I can't remember any time that I hated wearing clothes because they're like, oh, they don't feel right. My nephew does. I think he has a problem with like how clothes feel and that. But me, no, I don't think I ever had a problem with how clothes feel. It's like I'm not one of those autistic kids who was like, "Oh, I'm going to take all his clothes off because I didn't like it. At least I don't think I did. So I'm going to put never to there. I like to copy the way certain people speak and act. It helps me appear more normal. Um, I hate this mouse scrolling wheel. Hmm. No, I don't think I have. To be fair, unless it was like joking around and stuff, which yeah, I do like put on like weird accents and stuff, basically to take the piss. But I don't think I actually like spoken or acted like other people. Really, it can be very intimidating for me to talk to more than one person at a time. True, like true. When I was young as well, I would just basically want to talk to someone one on one, essentially, and it has to be in real life. I hate speaking on the phone to people. For some reason, I'd rather speak to someone like in real life than on the phone. I have to act normal to please others and make them like me. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. When I was young, I can't remember when I was young, but I'm gonna choose the top one. Meeting new people is usually easy for me. No, 100% not. I'm really socially awkward around new people. I get highly confused when someone interrupts me when I'm talking about something I'm very interested in. very interested in. 100% yes, when I was young especially, yeah. It's like, let me fucking talk. It's very difficult for me to understand how other people are feeling when we are talking. I'm going to choose true only now. I can't remember when I was young about it, but I do understand people's feelings more now. I like having a conversation with several people, for instance, around a dinner table, at school or at work. At work, yes. I have had conversations with colleagues at work, in the canteen and that. Even on like the shop floor and stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, true only now. True, yeah, true when I was young as well. Because I remember like school and that, I was always like really interested in like talking and stuff. Like at lunch and stuff. So yeah, I do remember that. I take things too literally. I often miss what people are trying to say. True. Yeah, true. 100%. It is very difficult for me to understand when someone is embarrassed or jealous. Maybe when I was younger, but I don't think now. Some ordinary textures do not bother others. That do not bother others feel very offensive when they touch my skin. Apart from if I get like a nettle up the leg or something like that, I'm really not quite sure. No, I don't. You know when you touch something and you're not quite sure, like if you like the actual feel of it or something. So I do like the textures of like certain things nowadays, really, like bumpy textures and like smooth textures, that sort of thing. I'm gonna put never true. I get extremely upset when the way I like to do things is suddenly changed. Oh, not extremely. I get a bit annoyed when things change, especially at work, when you're in the rhythm of doing things for like months, and then they say, you got to do these another way because the higher ups are saying that everyone else is doing it this way. Not really extremely upset though. I get a bit annoyed, but not really extremely. I got to choose one. Now and when I was young, yeah, I do remember when I was young having problems with that. I never wanted or needed to have. Wait a minute. I have never wanted or needed to have what other people call a intimate relationship. I have. Intimate relationship. That means like intimate stuff. I have not been in a intimate relationship like before, like as in like had a boyfriend or had a girlfriend and like sleep together, that stuff. Do a lot of cuddling and that. Like experimented, yes, with people I know, not strangers, because like, why the hell would you risk doing that? But like not actually a intimate relationship with someone that you been around for like ages and you like did stuff with for like ages and stuff. I even though I never have it, I would like one. That's the thing. I do want to try like dating and see how it goes. So not true, never true. Oh, I meant true only now. True only now. I mean, when I was young, I was like young and free. It's like now I'm like 38, so I'm like bored out of my fucking skull. So I want to be someone with someone for once. Okay. Oh wait a minute. No, never true. Okay. It's never wanted or needed. Okay, yeah, I think that's the right one anyway. It's difficult for me to start or stop a conversation. I need to keep going until I'm finished. In a way, that is true. I hate being like interrupted. Yeah, true only now, I think. I speak with a normal rhythm. Never true. I've got a speech impediment, so that's never true. See, it's come out right now. The same sound, colour or texture can suddenly change from very sensitive to very dull. You know when you hear a noise, you heard it all your life, but it sounds different the older you get. I don't know if they're talking about that, but I don't know. No, never true. The phrase, I got you under my skin, makes me uncomfortable. That's the song, isn't it? No, that's not made me uncomfortable. Sometimes the sound of a word or high-pitched noise can be painful to my ears. Screaming, when a child is screaming, it just annoys the fuck out of me and I want to slap them. Yeah, I will go with yes, true now and when I was young. I am an understanding type of person, yeah. I don't think I was understanding when I was young, but obviously I was a kid, so I'm going to choose now. I do not connect with characters in movies and cannot feel what they feel. Oh god, this is talking about like autistic traits with like stuff like Sonic the Hedgehog or like Super, especially Sonic the Hedgehog, and like new things that Has Been Hotel, whatever the fuck it's called, or like things with like there's a show very popular. I've never seen it, and I don't want to get interested in that because I know it's going to bloody happen. There's a show on YouTube called Glitched. It's highly popular. And there's also The Amazing Circus as well, done by the same people, another popular one. And there's a hell of an autistic fan base of that. As I am not remotely I do like certain characters, but I do not like connect with like characters on TV or like games and stuff like that. Like I do have like favourite characters though, obviously, but I don't like 100% connect with their vibe and that. So never true. I don't know if it was true when I was young, but no, I don't remember. I cannot tell when someone is flirting with me. No one has ever flirted with me, by the way. I don't think so. Like, I really don't think so. People said that they like me, but I don't know if that's like flirting. It's like liking me as a friend sort of thing. Cannot tell. Right, to only now, because I'm pretty sure I'd notice if someone's flirting with me. Oh, I admit, cannot tell. Oh, never true. Okay, I can see in my mind in exact detail things I'm interested in. Yeah, true now and when I was young. I keep a list of things that interest me, even when they have no practical use. For example, sports statistics, train schedules, calendar dates, and historical facts and dates. Yes. What I like to do is at the end of each month, I go into like the next month on my phone calendar, because it gets shared on all my Google devices and that. Like if I'm going out somewhere, or if I've got like a week off or something like that, or if I booked a holiday, like doing a artillery, I do that and like travel and that. So yeah, I do that a lot now, especially when I'm older. I definitely do. When I feel overwhelmed by my senses, I have to isolate myself to shut them down. Only true when I was younger. I don't really do that now. I basically like walk away from like if something gets too much, but I don't like isolate myself. I basically walk away and do something else. It's like no. I like to talk. I like to talk things over with my friends. If there's a problem and I need to correct it, possibly. Um, I don't think recently, but I'm going to choose like now and then. I cannot tell if someone is interested or bored with what I'm saying. 100%. It's like fucking 100%. There's a lot of people it's like is not interested in like when I talk to them nowadays, and I suppose like back then. Well, I cannot tell. Never true. Okay, there we go. I can tell. Yes. It can be very hard to read someone's face, hands, or body movements when they are talking. Um, I never to. I can sometimes. The same thing, like clothes or temperatures, can feel very different to me at certain times. True, yeah, true now and then. Like say for example, you got a jumper on, and it's getting a little bit warm. You start to feel a bit uncomfortable, and you want to take it off. That sort of thing. Yeah. Okay, so next one is I feel very comfortable with dating or being in social situations with others. That's the thing. I haven't been on a proper date, have I? That's the thing. In social situations, right? Right. Let's go with example. Work meet like a good few years ago. We had a work meet at a weekend, and it was at a bowling alley, that sort of thing, like Christmas events, that sort of thing. When we had Christmas events, we only get a £50 voucher now. It's like can't we just go down the pub and have like a feast or something? So yeah, true. I think true when I was young, because there was some things that I just felt out of place at a party or something when I was young, but other times I felt comfortable with it. So yeah, I try to be as helpful as I can when others tell me their personal problems. Yeah, true only now. I don't know what I was like as a kid. Yeah, I have been told that I have a unusual voice. For example, flat, monotone, childish, or high pitched. I have never been told that I've got an unusual voice, so that is never true. Oh, I've been told that I sound like a Londoner, which I do know it's true. I do sound a bit like a Londoner, but that's my upbringing. Sometimes a thought or a subject is stuck in my mind, and I have to talk about it if no one is interested, or even if no one's interested. No, I don't think I ever did that. I do certain things with my hands over and over, like flapping, twirling sticks or strings, waving things in front of my eyes. That's called stimming, isn't it? I don't think I ever stimmed. I guess sometimes, but it's not like stimming. So I don't think. No, I'm going to choose never true. I don't think I did it when I was young, but I don't think now. I have never been interested in what most of the people I know consider interesting. You know, people talk about like sports and like certain type of movies and that. Like true now and when I was young. I am considered a compassionate type of person. Yes, I think true only now. I can't remember when I was young. Like I do care about things. In other words, I get along with other people by following a set of specific rules that help me look normal. Like you know, like, when you're at like a wedding, it has to be like a certain like way and stuff. I can like if someone tells me like how to act, like for a specific reason, I can probably do it. So yeah, true only now. It is very difficult for me to work and function in groups. Right, team building exercises, I suppose that comes in. That's the thing, because like I said before, I'd rather I don't think I've said this. I'd rather work alone than in a group, really. So yeah, I think true only now. Like back when I was young, Bloody hell, it's like almost 30 minutes. Back when I was young, it really wasn't that difficult for me because everyone knew everyone at school and that. So true only now. When I am talking to someone, it's hard to change the subject. If the other person does so, I can get very upset and confused. Right, so like if someone changes the subject when they're talking to me, yeah, I think true when I was young as well. Sometimes I have to cover my ears to block out painful noises like vacuum cleaners or people talking too much loudly or noisy. Right, true only when I was younger than 16. Mainly because when I was a kid, I hated loud bangs from fireworks. I absolutely did. I hated busy places. I basically hated anything with too much noise and too many people. Now I'm absolutely fine with it. So you can grow out of it. I can chat and make small talk with people. Never true, I don't think I ever did that. Sometimes things that should feel painful are not. For instance, when I hurt myself or burn my hand on the stove. What kind of question is that? Never true. When I'm talking to someone, I have a hard time telling when it's my turn to talk or to listen. That's the thing, because I normally, like, when I think they're finished the sentence and they want me to answer, I give it a few seconds just in case. So, not true. I am considered a loner by those who know me best. I was called a loner by the college teacher like over 10 years ago. So I guess true. And when I was a kid, because I was a pretty lonely kid, like, I didn't really make that many friends. I had friends, but not like a big friend base. I usually speak in a normal tone. I don't know if like how I'm speaking now is normal. I suppose it is. Yeah, true now and when I was young. I think when I was I did speak normal when I was young, didn't I? Yeah, I actually remember what I sounded like. I like things to be exactly the same day after day, even if there's small changes in my routines that upset me. In a way, yes. Oh God, no. Right, true only when I was younger. Mainly because thinking about like work and stuff, I have been doing the exact same thing for like 10 years. I'm like, I would love a change of a change of routine, please. But yeah, I do like a bit of a change, like once and again, one now and again. Okay, how to make friends and socialise is a mystery to me. Yes, true only now. I have no idea how to make friends nowadays. It calms me just to spin around or rock in a chair when I'm feeling stressed. When I was younger, I don't really like rock. Well, I kind of do rock, but it's not really a calming thing. It just happens randomly. So yeah, I mean, nowadays it's like I don't really do it, but yeah. The phrase "he wears his heart on his sleeve" does not make sense to me. True. I still have no idea what that's meant to mean. If I'm in a place where where there are many smells, textures to feel, noises or bright lights, I feel anxious and frightened. When I was younger, right, obviously last year I went to Universal Orlando and Adventure Islands of Adventure and Volcano Bay. The year before that, I went to Disneyland Paris. Now, them places are a sensory overload, and I absolutely loved it. I've been to comic cons and all sorts, and they have textures, they have loud noises, they have like lights and flashing lights, especially on the dark rides and stuff. Many smells, yes, smell pods, yeah. When I was younger, I was a bit more sensitive to stuff like that. I hated being in places like that because it just stressed me out. But now, I absolutely loved it. Love it. I can tell when someone says one thing but means something else. Not true. I like to I like to be by myself as much as I can. 100% true. True now. I think like when I was young, I'd like to be with people, but now it's like just leave me the hell alone. Just stressed out. Just go. I keep my thoughts stacked in my memory like they are on filing cards, and I pick out the ones that I need to look through the stack and finding the right one in a unique way. In other words, like picking a certain subject. I was stacked in my memory. No, memory thing is not true. The same sound can sometimes seem very odd or even soft, even though I know it's not changed. I think now, like as you get older, your sound changes and stuff. So yeah, now. I enjoy spending time eating and talking with my family and friends. Oh, that's the thing, is like talking to family and that, I'm working most of the time, so I don't really get to hang out with family unless it's a weekend. Like friends, I got work friends, but it's like I'm working, we're too busy to talk to each other. I think true only, actually true now and when I was young. Let's do that. I can't tolerate things I dislike, like smells, textures, sounds and colours. Not really. I can't tolerate. I can tolerate things that I don't like. It's just that I'm not into it as much. Never true. I tell you what, probably like true only when I was younger. There we go. I don't like being hugged or held. I do feel uncomfortable. Right. Even if it's a family member like pulling me into a hug or some shit like that, I do feel uncomfortable. I do, unless it was planned. Like unless you like obviously, how the hell can a hug be planned unless you're in a relationship? But like with family and that, unless and like sometimes like friends and that, unless like we're like intimate, I kind of don't really like being hugged or held. So I'm gonna put true only now. Actually, yeah, right. True when I was young, because I'm pretty sure I didn't like being hugged when I was young. When I go somewhere, I have to follow a familiar route, or I can get very confused and upset. Let's just, for example, say I'm on my own and I'm going somewhere. To be fair, I'd like to choose like different ways. It's like I've got Google Maps on my phone. It kind of helps. Never true. I don't think it's ever been true. I do like a bit of exploring. It is difficult to figure out what other people expect of me. True only now. Especially at work. I like to have close friends, yeah. True now and when I was young. People tell me that I give too much detail. Never true. I don't think anyone's ever told me that. I am often told that I ask embarrassing questions. Yes. Like nowadays I think about what I say. Sometimes. I'm going to go with both. I tend to point out other people's mistakes. No, I don't. Probably when I was younger. Right, that's 80. Alright, total is 106. Language subtotal 11. Social relatedness subtotal 50. Sensory and motor subtotal 21. Subscribed wherever that is. Interest subtitle 24. Need more information, or do you start the assessment process? Okay, what this score means. Oh, hang on a minute. What is our actual score? 106. Okay, so 106. Your responses show stronger alignment with autism-related traits and may warrant a fuller clinical interpretation within the context of your border life experiences. What to do next? Many people in this range explore further through additional screening, e.g. that, or a structured autism screening to better understand their experiences. Some newer research has suggested that higher thresholds, such as 121, may improve specifically in certain clinical populations. So, let's see, readiness, language, let's think, how to interpret your score. So in other words, they're saying yes, you're autistic, but it doesn't really say, oh, you're high functioning or you're low functioning and that. With me, it is obviously unverbal high functioning, because I can basically camouflage, escape diagnosis, do so substantial level. Okay, that's fine. Let me go up to the top. Yeah, because I do know that obviously I can talk, I can hold a conversation, I can get a job, like the one I've got for like 11 years. I can be independent. I'm fully independent now. I'll pay my own way. I pay like rent and stuff. So I even buy my own food sometimes. Being in a living with family is like we buy food for the family, so yeah. So yes, that was actually quite interesting. Will I get a proper autism screening? Probably not. As I don't see the point of it now, because I do know that I am autistic due to my traits. Stuttering, basically like a little bit twitchy, but not as bad as like years ago. Socially awkward, yes. It's just like common autistic traits nowadays. I mean, autism is very difficult to understand fully, because there's so many different types of autism, like non-verbal, verbal, high functioning, non-high functioning, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's interesting. It's actually quite an interesting disease or mental disability to look into. Unfortunately, there's no cure. I don't really think there should be a cure, really. You just have to like adapt to it, essentially. Is loads of people that have it every single day. So yeah, that was the autism test. I will put this in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time.